Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for joining us for this special edition episode. But before we start and open the show, you know how we do. We got to clear that energy. All right. All right. So, like I stated before, we have that special edition episode: modern dynamics and relationships versus traditional relationships and dynamics. Mr. Yo Discipline, you want to do your thing?
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget merch. Don't forget merch, discipline, therapy, launchcard.store/shop. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we know you're fiends and y'all know what that means. We're serving you your dose weekly of discipline therapy where not everything is completely free because we're on Patreon. We got exclusive content for you to see. Ancient gods and the goddesses and the ancient ancestors are all great, and that means everything else is straight. So grab your wine, popcorn, or my favorite roll of blunt, but make sure the children are in bed because we have that soul food and sometimes vulgar conversation prepare your mind to be fed. Light one up, inhale life and exhale strife. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, you are tuned in to Discipline Therapy Podcast.
We're here. All right. We're here and we're here with a guest. Hello, guests. Are you on the line?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, geez. I put you on too loud. All right. So did you hear the topic? Modern dynamics and relationships versus traditional relationships and dynamics. Would you like to state your name or remain anonymous?
Hello, everyone. I am Lessons of a Housewife. You can actually follow me on my IG at Lessons of Housewives and also my YouTube channel at Lessons of Housewife.
All right. I actually have gone onto your website, onto your IG page and your YouTube channel. I like what you have to say. Very, very different way of thinking actually for this day and age.
Thank you.
Yeah. It's refreshing.
I also appreciate you asking your husband permission because when I approached you, that's the first thing I said. If you could ask your husband permission to be on the show, I just know how I am, so I'm gonna assume if you are speaking of housewife, you are traditional and you have a traditional mindset.
Yes.
So that's why I approached it in that type of situation.
I appreciate
Respect. Yeah. All right. So we're gonna get into the topic. You already said what it was?
Yes.
Okay, so what's happened to marriage in your perspective, your opinion?
What happened to marriage is feminism, to be honest. The whole idea that women don't necessarily need men anymore because we live in such a docile and convenient society for them that was actually built by men. They have the idea that they don't no longer need the strength in their homes nor in their lives. And they are positioning themselves to be exactly like men, which ruins the whole dynamic of traditional marriage and relationships in general, because you have to have the two genders work together. And becoming a man itself, the man can't work with the woman. So it really collapsed the idea of traditional marriage, and it's ruining relationships.
And made way for the 50-50, right?
The idea of 50-50, is more of the modernized dynamics of relationships. And what I see in that is that the 50-50 is giving me this idea that women are looking at it as, well, I'm this person for myself, you're that person for yourself, and we're just going to work together. Instead of the dynamics of the traditional marriage and relationships being based on, I'm giving you 100% of myself as you give me your 100% of yours, and I'm living for you as he lives for me. It's more of a securement in that type of tradition than it is just becoming partners with your other one.
Right.
And I think that's what this 50-50 idea has put into a lot of modern women's and heads, because they are in this mind frame of thinking that they're supposed to come first, when traditional marriages is a selflessness about it.
So so no one comes first.
Traditional marriages, the wife puts the husband first, and then the children, as in 50-50, the wife puts herself first and expects the husband to put her first.
Oh,
Absolutely.
wow.
I concur.
Now, have you always thought this way?
Um, I was asked that before. I honestly didn't have it in my mindset in my early 20s. That's actually what I've gained wisdom over time, and that's within my marriage.
Of course, yeah.
So, if my early 20s, of course, I really didn't have the dynamics set out of how relationships and marriage are supposed to be. But I actually just I followed my husband through it all, and I realized what worked, and then how when I started to involve myself with the society, how it is now in the modern times, I started to realize what was lacking in a lot of people's relationships, especially my own family members. So
I was about to ask you that.
yeah, I do have a lot of siblings. One sibling I actually lost due
Oh,
to the modern ways um,
I'm
of her
sorry.
life, and it kind of opened me up to want to even start the platform because that would be the outcome for a lot of modern women if they don't understand what relationships actually take.
Hmm.
Wow. Um, so sorry, my computer just went off. Does does body count matter to
To
you?
all men,
In your oh, okay. Why? Well,
body count.
I'm sorry to cut you off. I
Uh-huh.
always tell men don't ask this question because women aren't one gonna lie, or two, um, it's just like if you have to put yourself in a position to ask, like you probably already know.
Mm,
So it's like it's a disrespectful question in a way. Because I always ask how many boyfriends you had. I believe a woman has having sex, that's her man.
mm.
Hmm.
So that's what I believe. But in your mind, you said men care about it. So if women, if every woman walked around with their body count on their forehead, men would care about it. You're saying
Yes, I believe so.
why?
Uh, Because it shows that the woman is not someone to keep. If multiple people, if multiple men could have been involved with this woman and they didn't lock her down, that she is not useful for a man's life.
Mm,
And even though it's based on sex, it gives the man an idea that that's all she was willing to offer because that's all she did. And that's all the men had access to her based on that and didn't take her further than that. So that's why men look at women who have these enormous body counts as someone to just replay and not to take seriously because the whole mindset of that is that if none of them took you seriously, why should I?
mm.
And I think it matters to all men, even the softer men. They can claim that they really don't matter, but in general, it does matter to men.
Now, do you think there are more traditional men than women? And can I ask, is your husband a traditional man? I'm assuming, yeah, but
Yes, I believe he is a traditional man.
Do,
He runs this household. I have a strict code of life that I enjoy living by. He is the sole primary, taker of this home. He provides 100% of everything. I literally do not have to worry about any costs. And if he says no, he says no. I've even stopped being around certain family members that I know would jeopardize my marriage. And I love them to death, but my priority is my husband and my children.
mm-hmm.
So he has that outright to be able to do that and say, no, I am not going to allow this. I'm not going to allow that, and I want my household to remain this way and my kids to do this and my kids to do that. And by all means, I say, yes, sir. I say, yes, sir, even when he calls me and I answer the phone. So
mm.
we are very traditional.
Can I ask you, going back to the body count question, do you think it would matter to women the same it mattered to men?
Good question.
No, it doesn't matter to us the way it matters to men.
Why do
Mm.
you
And
sorry.
no, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Why do you believe that?
It doesn't matter to us because we are built in a way where we see a man that can actually involve himself with plenty of women, shows that there's something that these women like about him. And now we're intrigued by it. So we all have this modern idea that we're all special in some way and can win a guy over with this, inflated special. It's very intriguing to our mind state and our femininity to see a guy that's able to who've had access to many women. It
Yep.
and we internalize that subconsciously that a man knows women. He
Mm.
has game.
Mm-hmm.
He's able to approach in a certain way. And we always like to be approached. So that's the idea women would have when it comes down to a man having multiple women, as in with women having multiple men does not work
Yeah,
at
that's
all.
true.
When the relationship fails, who's to blame? Who's at fault?
This is going to be a little harsh, but I constantly even tell my husband this. If my husband decides to walk out on me, there's something that I did wrong,
Mm.
especially if he was here for this time. He had me. He was with me. And the thing about men is they have a traditionalism in them already to know they go right into what they have to do as a man when they take on a,
Man, I like what she's saying.
Me too. I'm like, ooh, let me take notes
you
over
know.
here.
So I used to tell family members, but of course they don't even like my lifestyle, so it's hard to speak to them. But I always used to say, I'm like, what is
Wow.
it that you have done that could have prevented him from stepping out, could have prevented him from walking away, or you becoming, what you are now? And I honestly believe that women could be the majority of the fault when relationships crash because men have this standard already of what they have to do. And a lot of us women have forgotten what we need to do to
Mm.
keep a relationship going.
Hmm.
So I believe the majority of the time it would be women at fault.
So why do you think women are walking out on relationships?
Women are walking out on relationships because they've been believing that we have these options out here that don't even exist. There's a lot of fantasy behind a lot of the standards that women have today. And social media entertainment, helps that and
Mm.
inflates that all of the swiping and oh well he looks good, he has this, he has this, he has that. But there's always a but. So it's a swipe, and we wind up believing that the relationship that we were probably in before, there's somebody else out there that can probably do that one thing that this one's not.
Mm.
And I seen it on Instagram that this woman here, she got him taking her out every other weekend or doing these types of things. My man's not doing that.
Wow,
There's
she's
Mm.
right.
obviously men out there that's doing that. So
She's
why do I
right.
need him?
Mm.
Whoa.
Yeah,
And
but
that's the
what do you
problem.
think gets them to that point though? A woman to be like, well, he's not
Gets them to
taking
the
me
point.
out.
What gets them to the point to walk away for not having
Yeah.
like the dating phase still?
Yeah. Well, let's say they've been together for like a year or two, and she
Okay.
decides to step out, and he's. Is it? Do you think it's just because he's not taking her, out like
No,
the next person?
no, it would, of course, there would be more to it. There's also the idea of cheating that makes women want to walk out on a man.
This is.
They forget that men can make mistakes.
Can I?
You
Okay,
know,
this is a perfect question that if I can ask. So do you believe that men um are are born to be monogamous and have just one partner?
no,
No. Okay. So then, but other women won't. Obviously, because you have a different way of thinking. For them, the cheating is like a strict no, and that's why they would walk away.
yeah,
Got you. Yeah, that
yeah.
makes sense.
hmm
So
they don't understand men. They don't understand the
Right.
dynamics of a man's makeup to realize that cheating is not necessarily a man saying that you weren't worth anything to me at all.
Mm.
And that's what they fail to realize is that a man is built on a way where they are going to have sexual attractions outside of their home. It's built in their DNA to procreate,
Mm.
so
Yep.
even though that he stepped out and he did that, it's something you could definitely get over. And I honestly believe a lot of women even like it. They like being with men that cheat. You know, some
Mm.
of them like it because they have something to complain about, or some of them just like it because they
Wow.
know that their man still got it. It's just all types of reasons why women
Yeah.
would still wind
They
up in a
probably don't
relationship.
even realize it. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. And I don't even consider it cheating. I
it,
consider a man, honestly, as long as he's doing what he necessarily needs to do at home. And I do mean even my husband has this right that I don't hey, they're not calling me, they're not responding to me, it's not messing up your purpose, then by all means, he takes very well care of me. I'm not going to use that as an excuse to rip him for half of what he's worth because he exercised an option, so to speak.
Mm,
She's just conscious, but the biology of that is women are attracted to men that are desirable.
Yes.
So if they see, like she said, some women that they'll stay with the cheaters or whatever it is because that's the irony. Like when
Hmm.
other women validate him, she gets more attracted to him.
mm-hmm. A lot of women, I feel like, are like that.
Yeah.
Do you believe women are the prize or men, and why?
Men are the prize.
Yeah. Yes.
Men are definitely
What
the prize.
What's the term "pick me"? You know what that means?
You know, I did a little video on that on my channel.
Yeah, I saw that. That's why.
Um, I to sum up what I actually said is I I think that the modern day women use it as a term of derogatory towards women like myself, but it's honestly a projection because they are the ones that are the biggest complainers that's waving their hands and butts in the air to get the attention from men. They are the ones that's, you know, willing to sell their soul to just to get likes and um uh
Validation.
internet fame and everything like that. That would be like the pick me idea. But they
Mm.
use it as a derogatory term for women as myself, young girls growing up wanting to be married and be in traditional relationships because they have the indoctrination of I have the right to choose who I want to be with instead of the man actually chooses the relationship. So
Mm,
throwing that term on somebody is like, oh, you just want you obviously in your mind don't don't believe that you can actually pick any man you want. You could be with any man you want, and you can be with as many as you want. They kind of try to make that term onto the woman when deep down inside is really what they are. They just want to be picked.
Mm.
They want to be picked. You could take Brittany Renner for an example. She wants to be picked now,
yeah, she wants to get picked
even
again.
after everything that
Yep,
she
Oh
said.
wow. Oh wow.
yep, that's
So
true.
they're the bigger they're the billboard for the word pick me, but they want to
Said
try
that
to
word.
they want to
Damn.
try to make it seem like we are the ones. So I
Damn.
tend to be
You shouldn't have said that because now I'm gonna go in. Let me ask you a question. Now that you mentioned that, I don't like to drop names, but now that you said that, can you turn a hoe into a housewife?
I don't believe you can.
Not
I
even
don't
on the
believe you
strength
can.
of the type of man, the type of character that man has.
No, because
No,
she's
okay.
always gonna wait for a mess up to go back to what she was.
And
Oh.
that type
And
of a man
that's
will hold
the
her accountable too. She won't like that. Yeah.
Mm.
right. And that's why men say, you can't do that
Mm,
because they have something that they can rely on without men in the beginning. Then they get in a relationship and they expect everything their T's to be crossed and their I's to be dotted when it comes
mm,
down to the man's responsibilities. And as soon as he lacks on something, they're gonna go right back to that because they know they can gain back the attention, especially if they still look good.
mm.
They can gain some money back, and that will always be their backup if it's not a side dude. They always have feminism to fall back on. So that's
Wow.
why you can't really turn them. You have to actually, a woman has to come from a traditional mindset to know that she is for sure going to be secured in your world and live for your world and be in your world
Mm,
because she hasn't been indoctrined to be like, there's a whole nother world out there that you can survive on without.
yeah. Well,
I love when I say things and people say I'm crazy. And then when other people say it,
they're like, oh wow. I guess he was right.
Yeah.
mm.
Poor
S-
guy. That happens to him all the time.
So what is from your perspective, your opinion, what is submission to you? Like what is submission and on a perspective of like a housewife, what is submission to you?
Submission is obedience, servitude, understanding, cooperation,
But
and
all that sounds like oppression though. Like I mean, what like but all that sounds like oppression. Like what does the woman gotta go through all that? But why can't it be equal though?
it's funny. It's funny that they consider that oppression, but it's exactly everything you got to do at a job.
Mm,
That's
So
true.
why not do it for the man that you're with? You have to go
mm,
and clock in and be obedient and go through and work through the SOPs of of your career. You can yes sir him and go and grab his coffee. But a man that's willing to put his life on the line for, it's considered oppression for. And that's the thing
Mm.
I don't understand, that you're willing to literally actually be a slave to someone just because you get your own incentive of your own money. And they're willing, that just shows that modern women are easily bought.
You're pretty good,
Mm.
miss. You're good.
She's very good.
You're good.
Very good.
What is
Thank you.
what is dominance for you? And these are just your perspectives.
What is dominance?
Yeah.
It's kind of a vague
You can
question, like
well,
dominance in the
well no,
home,
so
or
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Not the term, but like in your relationship dynamic.
what is dominance? Hey,
Yeah.
my man. Well, I'm gonna say my husband. I hate saying my man. My husband, he solely 24/7 is on his purpose. He's determined, always focused. If he was telling me to shut up, I would shut up. He dominates my whole being. Um, the law and rules with it himself and with his family and children is a form of dominance. Him being a CEO,
Mm,
or and working himself up out of gutter to get there, shows the domination that he can have. Um,
mm,
so I think it's dominance is part of a man's character as a
mm,
whole.
mm,
Um, they're supposed to be dominant. Y'all are built to conquer.
mm.
Mm.
So
Yeah.
dominance has to be a form of y'all ego, y'all pride,
Mm.
um, a form of your mindset to be prosperous.
You
Mm.
gotta convince your husband to come on the show with you so
Can
I can
can
get both of y'all.
yeah, that would be awesome. But can I ask you a question? Is how is
Yes.
his family? Is his family like that also? Like how he is? How you are within your family with him?
He's the only boy out of a bunch of girls.
Oh wow. Are
He's the
his
oldest boy.
sisters traditional women?
Out of there's five of them. One, all four out of five of his sisters are married and in relationships. Only
Okay.
one is where she was, obviously there's usually always a black sheep in the family, of siblings that turn out to not be on it. And his mother doesn't come from a traditional, um,
Family. Mine.
traditional lifestyle.
Huh.
She what she did was let him go to the army early
Your
so he can
husband.
get disciplined. Yes,
Oh,
he's an
okay.
army vet, and he went in very young, at 17.
Oh
So he
wow.
got his discipline and his brotherhood and the authority that he needed to get his mind right through that. And that's what gives him the whole tradition, because
Yeah.
he fought for people that don't know him. So he's gonna
Yeah.
do the same for his family.
Yeah.
So
Three last questions.
yes.
One, do you believe women are queens, born queens, or men make them queens?
Men make women queens. I enjoy research a lot. So I recently had looked up a lot of the historical queens, and a lot of them were caused a lot of issues. So I find it ironic that this is what a group, a certain group of women want to call themselves, because there's some queens in history that were very destructive. And
Mm-hmm.
it makes sense, that's they're internalizing it, that, oh, I should be chivalrized in a certain way and worshipped in a certain way. And then I find it funny because it's like, dang, well, queens, there are some queens that are out there that are actually caused their whole, you know, nation to collapse,
Mm-hmm.
or done some things for their husband, for their kings, that caused his death. Like there was a war started
Yep.
because of a queen being with another man.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it's funny that they say that, but no, a king can only make a queen. It's just like chess. I use that reference a lot because my husband's a chess player. And even though that the queen is the most powerful piece on the board, when the king's dead, the game's over. The
Mm.
game is over. You cannot continuously play chess just with the queen.
Mm,
Only a king can make the queen as powerful as she is on the game of chess.
Mm.
And when the queen dies, he is capable of gaining the queen back and more. He could
Mm.
turn a pawn into a queen.
Oh wow.
You
Mm.
know, so if people actually play chess, they will understand society a little bit better. You know, chess is built on how wars were negotiated and networks of foreign trade. Like it was built behind that. It's one of the oldest forms of games in history. And being that he's taught me how to play, he plays it a lot. I've realized a lot of my wisdom in that too.
Oh wow. That's awesome.
Okay, so that was all good. Um, okay, so this one is like a pick one. I'm a genie, and you can end, well, not end, but you could change civilization as we speak. It's almost like you could go back in time. Okay,
Hmm.
you got it.
Yes.
One, and you have three choices, but they only grant you one wish out of the three. One, lower gas prices. Two, cost of living. Three, protect women's rights. So lower cost of living,
You have to choose one.
lower cost of living, lower gas prices, or protect women's rights.
Lower cost of living,
Hmm. Why?
because it would definitely help a lot of men, you know, when it comes down to taking care of their families. Um, it would keep them a lot more alive too. You know, y'all have the most strenuous jobs on the planet. Y'all choose to pick these jobs for a reason, and that's why this country as a whole is so prosperous. So the cost being lower, you know, we could probably have a health rate of men go up. You know, but I think that's way more important with families. You know, people that actually want to have families to make it more affordable so they can stick together, um, than any of the other two. Because once you do the cost of living, gas is going to be included with that.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Nice,
And I don't believe that there's an issue with women's rights.
That's
nice,
right.
nice.
You have
What
such
make?
amazing answers. Wait, I thought I was gonna ask that
Oh,
one.
thank
Oh,
you.
okay.
And I'm nervous.
So the last question. What makes you and your husband work?
What makes us work is that I live for him.
Mm.
Mm.
I can just sum it up like that instead of giving examples. I literally live for this man. And I make sure everything that he needs help with, I am there for. When he needs peace, he receives it. When he's hungry, he gets it. You
Mm-hmm.
know, like I literally live for him. And being able to live for him, my kids have examples. The boys have examples of what they need to do in their marriage and how they act out in life. My daughter gets a good example of how she's supposed to carry herself through her mother and how what she looks for in life with a man. And that right there, being a wife first and living for him first, it's the best way of raising your kids.
Mm.
So my kids are well off because of that, and it makes us work. And
Mm-hmm.
he's never, without a doubt, had. You know, we've had some troubles. I'm not saying that everything's perfect. You know, we've had ups and downs before. There's times, you know, where he was going through hardships when trying to build his company. You know, we had to go without, and I made sure that I was able to minimize everything in the house that was necessary, so that way he didn't have to have too much of a trouble to get back on track and on his feet.
Mm.
So wrapping my whole existence around his life has made us work.
What if there's a woman out there that says to you, contacts you and says, "Girl, I know you lying.
I was
You know,
just thinking the same
I
thing.
want to see your husband. I want to see what man likes that. I want to see this. I want to see what woman likes that. You're lying. Where's your proof? She might say things. Are you being brainwashed? Does he have you under some spell?
Oh,
What else? What else would they say? So,
Um, I guess they would. What I was gonna
like
ask
girl
is,
power, girl power. What are you talking about?
girl.
Girl code. Why are you sticking up for the men? Why don't you speak for the women more? What's wrong
yeah.
with you? Like what would you say to that?
Uh, it's crazy. I haven't really
You're a
gotten.
traitor. Traitor.
I haven't really received much like that. I
Okay.
know there was
Oh, that's awesome.
one that tried to I guess make me feel bad about my life because she was independent, whatever the case may
Wow.
be. And I just kind of I kind of laugh it off because
And she was single?
I'm not. She was single,
Y-
and she's that I got three
Degrees.
Yeah, but
businesses, and
she's single though.
yeah,
The
and
success
supposedly
of a
was
woman,
getting
the success of a woman in a relationship is keeping a man. She's
yes,
single.
yes, yes.
Hmm.
That
Cause
is the success.
it's easy for y'all to get us.
Yeah.
It's
Yes,
hard to keep us. It's
yes,
harder for us to get you. We gotta incorporate some skill to even walk up to
right,
you and say something suspenseful that's gonna keep your
Mm-hmm.
interest for you to give me the
right.
number.
Right.
That's a skill.
Hmm.
So it's hard for us to get you. It's easy to keep y'all. Because if we just gotta know the basic stuff of what women need, it's easy.
That's true.
You're right.
And
You're
you know
so
what?
right.
If women come after you, just don't give them any answers. None of their
I
business.
did. That's what I was gonna say. I honestly just don't respond,
Yeah.
to any of them. I only respond to the people that want advice or people that thank me for stuff and everything. I love giving feedback. People ask me questions, about my lifestyle. But when I get all the negative things, there's no reason to debate or argue with them. They've
Yeah.
made their mind up,
Definitely.
So
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
kind of just don't respond to them at all.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Some people don't give a damn to understand you. You could be
Right.
spitting so much facts. Here's the link to this. Pop it up on the screen. They'll still say you're wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Yep, that's
Yeah,
true.
I got a woman hating platform. I was told that recently, so it's. I was like, "Well, hey, you could check out my YouTube too, then."
They
To
said
check that
you're a
out,
woman
probably.
hater?
Yeah, a lot.
Oh
I
my
recently
lord.
see,
received a message where
see,
my platform was
see,
a woman
women.
hater. So,
Sorry, women will always be more vindictive than men because
hmm
there's more of like a girl code and a bro code.
Yes, I agree with
You
that.
know,
There's more
so
of a girl code, yeah.
women are
More there
more
should be.
agreeable creatures, and get along with other women.
Mm-hmm.
Feminine energy is comfortable around feminine energy. So, it's easy for them to just build relationships. Men are more stoic.
I know
We're
we
more,
said that we weren't gonna ask any more questions, but I have just one more.
okay.
How what does your husband think about your YouTube channel and
He
your
was the one that
platform?
told me to start one.
Yeah, all right.
Yes, he definitely.
What
It's crazy. He
do
told
you
me
have? Do
years
you
ago.
get him on your YouTube channel, or he just stays out of the limelight altogether?
Say that one more time. I'm sorry.
Have you ever got him to go onto your YouTube channel, or he just stays out of the camera way altogether?
He stays out of it because men are always attacked. They get everything ripped from him, and where he's at in his life, he don't want to risk it.
Right.
So I told him I'll talk for him. And that's
Mm,
what that's why he suggested. He was like, I would prefer you to have the platform. You'll be speaking for me. You'll be speaking for your experiences. You'll be speaking for me. You could be my voice too.
mm,
Because his purpose, and what he's doing with his life and where he's trying to get, for the kids to leave his carbon footprint in this world, he's not trying to put all this time into it for somebody to try to claim this or claim that or
right.
get what you see what's happening. You see
Mm,
men are getting taken down and getting um all of these lies put on them just so people can stop listening to them.
yeah.
So he doesn't want to protect his kids and his kids' future. I told him I'll do it because if all the women want to come for me, they can.
Right.
You can't take nothing from me.
Right. Right.
So yeah, it was his idea.
That's awesome.
all right.
Okay.
Thank you for being a guest on the show.
Thank you.
Yeah. Lovely.
Thank you
I
so much. I appreciate y'all, having me on.
thank
All
you
right.
so much. Hopefully, we'll get you back on.
Thank you.
Take care. Bye. I like her answer. She's very intelligent.
Yeah.
Extremely.
All right. So let's go through stuff that we didn't ask her.
Okay.
Um. mm, 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 mm. Let's see. Why is it difficult to find traditional women, traditional
Oh,
men?
this one, provide and protect.
Okay.
You wrote, I believe this is a traditional mindset and behavior. Do you believe this is only present with one's knowledge of self worth? To
Mm.
provide and protect as a man?
That's a good one. That's a good bullet you picked out.
Thank you. Thank you
Because
very
I'm looking
much.
at the other ones and I'm like, okay, it's kind of it's both one sided,
Mm-hmm.
queen queen, but that's a good one because a lot of people talk about provide and protect today. A lot of people talk about maybe females on females' perspective to provide and protect how they see a man and what he should bring to the table.
Mm.
Man, submission, feminine virtue, whatever they say, right? For the women's side. So you're asking me, do I believe this is only
Present with one's knowledge of self-worth.
yes,
I do too.
yes. And why is that? Because the caller said that gentleman was always in men and still is. What it is if you allow yourself to absorb all these things, it's gonna change you.
Mm.
You're
Yep.
you're
I
not
definitely agree with
psychologically
that.
immune to BS. Your spirit isn't. Your soul, even physically, the
Mm-hmm.
places you go to or whatever, right? Or engage in or be around for a long duration of time, the things you give access to you,
Yep.
right? So in a way, your spirit's being tainted slowly.
Mm.
So now, you may do things uncharacteristic, like almost like you got an evil spirit in you.
Because you're absorbing the energy that's around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you know that this is in your nature and you are stubborn, you fight that stuff. Gentleman
Mm.
comes with you unconditionally. Could be on the first date. You're doing things without waiting for whatever. Maybe you go pick her up, hold doors, do it, whatever it is. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because chivalrous is synonymous with that.
Yeah. That's true.
So if you, as a man, is steadfast and you know yourself as a man and you know how it was back in days, you become conscious. You ascend, right? God mode.
Mm-hmm.
You ascend. Now, you are going to start to think like this is how it is, regardless. It doesn't matter about the times changing because you have an old soul.
Mm-hmm.
Before you were born, it could have been like an ancient Egyptian or whatever floating around. And then reincarnation. Something happens. Could have been on a snowstorm or something. You're outside. Something happens. Reincarnation. Your old soul leaves or whatever. Now you have, well, your current soul leaves. Now you have an old soul.
Yeah. I
This
know
is
it.
the stages of life.
I know it
So
as
think
stepping.
about it. When there's certain people that are 40 years old that's still doing what they were doing when they were 15, that's
Yeah.
what I mean.
Yeah. I agree with you.
You see what I'm saying? Because people get older. Some of them don't grow up.
Yeah. They stay the same from birth till death.
So it's like if you have this within you, if you know this is how a man should be, this is what I'm bringing to the table without having to ask me, regardless, you lead like that
Mm-hmm.
because you know your self-worth. You have knowledge of self-worth. Like, this is what makes me a man. And that term alone is prestigious. It's prestigious in the world. It's prestigious in society. A man.
Mm.
That's why you hear more man up and never heard woman up.
Yeah, that's true.
A man created everything. You see what I'm saying? Things that we're using,
Mm-hmm.
buildings that we are in.
Highways
So if you
that we
know
drive
your
on.
identity as a man, you have self-worth and respect for yourself, you're bringing this to the table regardless. Now, if it's not appreciative, then you take it away. That's okay to do too.
Mm. I agree.
This wasn't the one for me.
Yeah.
And also this part of provide and protect, the man knows he's going to invest. So as an investor, you're studying prospects.
Mm-hmm.
You're not just overzealous. You're not just making fast decisions,
Right.
whatever, off
Just
of
'cause
emotion. You study.
or visual.
You study.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So as you're studying, you are seeing all those things of, okay, this is where I'm going to invest. So you choose the right people in your circle.
Mm-hmm.
That's why you don't see in history men marrying hoes or women that are acting like that now, because there's different definitions of it.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Women that are acting like that, women don't cuff that
that's true.
because they know they want to release whatever. Maybe my wife got a different body type. But at the end of the day, is after the sex is done, do you see him marrying? He
So-
goes back to the wife.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We see this all the time. Men don't cheat and then say bye.
No, they just
Women,
add on.
yeah,
They're like, come
women,
on, one day happy
yeah,
family.
women do that.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're giving her the best and making her orgasm, she's gonna look at you like bye if she has her own. She gonna look at you and say, okay, I might still be here or whatever because I need him for something. But in that moment, she doesn't respect you.
I think it's ego.
How could another man outside of him know the right buttons to touch?
Oh, that, yeah.
You know, he probably doesn't love me. And now I don't love him because I don't respect him in that aspect.
Mm-hmm.
Now she starts to build resentment. Oxytocin, dopamine. Now she
Mm-hmm.
starts to build resentment. You know, and it's like she might stay there for whatever it is, but she doesn't love him anymore. Women build emotions around sex, love around sex. And the better it is, the more she's gonna love you.
Mm.
So, you know, you're touching all parts of her emotionally, mentally, perhaps,
Yeah,
spiritually. You
definitely.
know, so this comes down to like self-worth, you know,
Self-knowledge too.
self-knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
And
Doing that work to know yourself.
you respect yourself.
Well, women who are in relationships or in marriage but still post
Mhm.
provocative photos and still go to clubs.
They're cheating, right?
Mm.
Do you think so?
The post, yes, I do think so. Especially if they're like it states in the beginning, if you're in a relationship or married,
Mm.
then yeah, you should definitely. Why are you still posting provocative photos? That is the main question. Going to clubs, if you and your partner discuss it and and you respect him enough where he says no or yes, then if it's no and you still go, then yeah, it's cheating.
Mm.
But the posting and I could understand why women who are in a relationship or marriage still want to go out with their girls or whatever. I get that part. You want to de-stress, you want to catch up with your girls. I get it. But the photos, what's the purpose in that
I
if you're
think
in a relationship?
well I think the traditional wife, she's only gonna have friends who are like her
Yeah.
or live the same
Mm-hmm.
lifestyle. Because you know how women are. Women like to do things together. They even like to go to the bathroom together. I see it in the club all the time. Like they'll go in like a like the
Yeah, but that's for
geese. Like
safety.
you know the
Like geese.
geese holding hands. Like the geese. Like they'll go together in a team.
That's
So
true, but that's for safety reasons, especially in
yes,
a club.
absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. But they're more because they're more agreeable. They're going to be more collaborative,
Mm.
and because of that, like you know, they're not gonna associate themselves around hoes because then they're
Right, then it's exactly, you're
that
guilty by
energy.
association
Yeah,
too, yeah.
yeah.
And if you do go and you're with the one single friend and she has all these guys around them,
Hmm.
the women who are in relationships they're either going to be uncomfortable, like this is
Yeah.
why we don't hang out,
Hmm.
because now you're bringing all
Yeah.
this
What if you
male
go out? What if you
attention.
go out and you meet a friend? Hey, Mrs. Whatever, because she's
Hmm.
married, right? Hey, Mrs. Whatever, how's it going? And your friends clearly look like hoes.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It could be a situation where the woman doesn't ask the man permission on go to like a party, like a yacht party or whatever boat party.
Oh, and somebody takes pictures and posts
Yeah,
it.
because you know everybody's on Instagram,
No, but that's her
Facebook. It's
That's
like
her fault. Why are you
that's
gonna
what I'm
lie?
saying. That's what I'm saying because she was with those women that got
Mm-hmm.
invited to the whatever guy, famous guy, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm
His
saying?
yacht party, yeah.
Yeah. So I think those things. So you know what? You know what's crazy? In episode 15, season 2, mind sex.
This man.
What's wrong with your face?
Because you're like episode 15, season 2. I could barely remember what we did last week.
Okay, so I edit everything, so I
Yes.
keep it in my mind.
Yeah.
Okay, so mind sex, episode 15, season 2. I said that I treat my relationships like a marriage. It's like I train them to be potential wives
Mm-hmm.
for me. You know, I'm gonna make my intentions perfectly clear. You're going to please me. That's like stuff I always used to say in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so and by me pleasing you, I'm gonna fulfill you in every way.
And also,
And
like,
it's
you go
like this
about
is
it
what
like
you
a
bring into the
boss.
table. That's what
Exactly.
I'm bringing. That's what I'm bringing to the table.
I think more men should do that.
So if you're looking at it on a traditional aspect, right? Because I believe that Like that's a traditional way because if you study and research, BDSM was the traditional way.
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm like on a traditional mindset and I'm already just like, yo, that's wifey. Like when I go out, I don't say this is my sub waitress. I say this is my wife. Even
Oh,
if
that's
it
so
ain't even
nice.
what it is.
Right.
Cause I look at it like that.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, how am I gonna be like, oh, this is my sub or whatever?
Right.
They gonna start looking.
They're
This
like,
I'm like, this is
okay.
my wife because I
Mm.
see it like that. A woman ironing your clothes, those are like wifey traits.
Mm.
Girlfriends don't do that. That's why I say when women say you got a girlfriend, I say no.
Mm.
I have a submissive. What's that? Might be same thing, but she's a little bit more prestigious. One follows instructions and gets fulfilled, and the other one is 50-50.
Mm.
You see what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
like for me, like if we both have the same mindset, she asking to go to a strip club because her friend wants to throw a party, male strippers, she's already like, I'm eradicating myself from that because she has the same mindset as me.
Mm-hmm.
She gonna be like, that's cheating. She's not gonna go to the club every week, not go
Right.
to the club at all because she's gonna be like, other guys are gonna be there, or whatever.
Mm.
She's not gonna have male friends like work husbands and shit if she's working
Yeah.
because,
Gotcha.
like I said, we have the same
The same.
mindset,
Yeah.
the
Thought
same,
patterns.
yes.
Mm-hmm.
So in a way, it's like women can always cheat. They have more access to themselves. You know what I'm saying? They give
Mm-hmm.
themselves more access to men because
Mm-hmm.
they're in places now with men, work, whatever it is, social media,
Wherever.
right?
Yeah. Gas station.
Yeah,
Wherever.
you walk outside, try to the
Train
train
station.
station, and I bet you it'll be two women walking down or something. It's already
Mm-hmm.
2-1, three to
Mm-hmm.
one. You know, so just globally, there's more women in this world than men. You know, so in that sense, like if you have that same mindset as me, you know, that's one of the reasons why it works for so long.
Mm.
Unless that mindset changes.
Has that
But
ever happened to
but
you?
if that is already in them, it won't.
Has that? I think I asked this before in one of the earlier episodes. Has that ever happened to you where you were with a woman and her whole mindset just changed?
No.
Oh, that's
Because
good.
she already had certain characteristics or ideology prior to me. I just added.
Okay.
Oh, I never looked at that way. Or I never looked at this
Mm.
that
Yeah,
way.
you do that. You make
I do
people see
that to
things in
every woman.
everybody,
Even
not just
before I
men,
knew I
not
was
just women, man, everybody. You make
even
people be like,
before
"Oh
I knew
shit."
what I was doing,
Mm.
you know? So I've always been an educator
Yeah,
before I even knew it.
it's natural for you to be able to explain things in a way that gets everybody,
Yeah.
not just women. Because I've seen you do it with men, and men be like, "Oh shit, I never saw it that way either."
Yeah. Yeah. So
Definitely.
she's gonna look at those things as she's not gonna post her body online. And she
Mm-hmm.
could have a nice body, goes to the gym. She's not gonna do that
Yeah.
because she's gonna look at all those things as cheating. She's not gonna say because I'm not opening my legs.
Right. Or kissing somebody else.
Yeah,
She's gonna consider everything that her or well,
hmm
so since we're talking about you, everything that you don't like, if she does it, that's cheating.
no.
No, like
What you
talking to
mean?
him, like
Oh,
things that
for
you think.
opposite sex. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I'm talking about everything I don't like. You trying to make me seem like a my way highway guy? There's
I don't know.
negotiate
Aren't you that? Aren't you that way? My way, highway.
the negotiation list.
Well, besides the negotiation. All
Then
right.
that means that's not a my way
Oh,
highway.
that's true. But aren't you said on that list is just things that you like anyway?
Mm-hmm.
I guess it's negotiation.
It is because not everything on there is what I'm gonna do.
That's true.
You know, it's something. It could be something I never tried,
Oh,
and then
interesting.
it's like, okay,
We don't have to.
this is throw this
Got
out
you.
the window. We
Got you.
negotiated,
Got you. Okay.
or it's like, you know, erotic asphyxiation. I got a fear. I was abused,
Uh-huh.
physically or
Mm-hmm.
whatever, and now it's like, all right, we won't do it right away,
We'll work on it.
but we work on it. Say that's negotiation.
Yeah, that's true.
It could be
All
like it
right.
could be like this. Let's just say hypothetically, because I don't have to do this. I don't have to negotiate other women. But let's say like this: it's a negotiation on he's married to her, and he's like, I want 2 side chicks a month, and she's like, two? No, one. Oh, okay, I'll do one.
I
But
got you.
next month, maybe can I get three? And she's like, what? okay, and she's feeling a different way, and she's like, okay, they could negotiate. You see what I'm saying? This is
Gotcha.
probably before they get to that level,
Right. Okay.
right? So if a woman is traditional, she's gonna um build all these things that a lot of people say old fashioned.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like old school. She's gonna
Okay.
build a lot of these things within her, and she's gonna retain them.
Like what?
Her values, like old
Mm-hmm.
school values, G
Mm-hmm.
codes,
Mm-hmm.
integrity.
Okay.
I don't look at a lot of modern relationships that possess this stuff.
Mm.
Trust, a lot of them are untrustworthy. Um,
Or they
they're
lie, they keep things to
that comes
themselves.
from being emotionally unavailable and trauma.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? So the traditional way is worked because when you become traditional, you start changing everything about you. What you even read, what you listen to, what you eat.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? How you eat. Do you believe, like, does it make sense? And do you believe that or no?
I believe it to an extent.
Like, you look at how they ate back then.
Yeah.
You look at how the gods were back then, the goddesses.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? Like, you look at things now,
Mm.
especially like in the hood, like, it's very hard to find vegan spots.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
definitely. Awful.
you see? So
I agree
it's
with
like
that.
all of that stuff plays in your
Yeah,
cells,
well,
in your body.
all that processed food is meant to, you know, harden your pineal gland or
Yeah.
cover your third
If I talk
eye.
about meditation to a lot of people, it's gonna throw them off. Ah,
Yeah.
he's talking some spiritual shit. I'm gone. Get the fuck out of here. I'm gone.
Meanwhile, it's
You
not
understand?
spiritual though.
You understand what I'm
Yeah.
saying? That's what I'm saying. The big
Yeah. They don't.
misconception.
Yeah. Exactly.
But it's like how are you strengthening your soul?
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I'm saying. When you listen, I don't see a spiritual person that's also traditional, that's also submissive or whatever. I'm talking about a woman that's
Mm-hmm.
gonna pulse her body.
Oh, definitely not.
You know what I'm saying? It's traditional and modern, and one is trumping the other.
Mm.
That's what it comes down to because your own personal values. That's what it comes down to. Those are non negotiables. When
Mm-hmm.
you get in a relationship, those personal values are those non negotiables, those healthy boundaries, the
Yeah.
integrity, the honesty. If I don't feel like I can trust you and you're not being honest, hey,
You
I'm
gotta
leaving.
go.
I gotta
Yeah.
go. I gotta go
Yeah.
because I'm gonna be faking it.
Mm-hmm. And if
I
you're
gotta
already
go.
having that type of feeling about it, then why are you even going to waste your
And
time?
some might fake it
Yeah,
based off
and
what the
waste their
benefits
time.
that
Yeah.
they're getting.
Well, the benefits, I guess so.
You see what I'm saying? So it's like ultimately it comes down to that. It comes down to the healthy boundaries. It comes down to the
Working through
the
your trauma,
the
knowing
personal
yourself.
the
Yeah,
personal values. Those are
definitely.
those are like you said, self-worth, respecting yourself, respecting where you come from.
Checking your ego. That's something that a lot of people need to work on is their ego because I really feel that is the biggest thing that plays a part in breaking up or anything like that is your ego. A
In
woman's
a
ego gets,
relationship.
yeah, in a relationship. She gets let's say a modern woman gets um upset because she finds out her man cheated, whereas the guest caller, she sees it in a different way. So she already got her ego in check.
Check.
You know what
Yeah.
I mean? She worked on that.
Mm.
But for the woman, the more modern woman who maybe doesn't, which is also another reason why they would go from one relationship to another relationship, like how she said they see something on Instagram. Oh, they're going on trips. I want to go on trips. That's her ego talking.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Also, he's bringing stuff to the table with her and putting her in her femininity.
Mm-hmm.
That's why it's a negotiation still. It's
Yeah.
like, listen, I'm gonna bring this stuff to the table, but this might come with it. And then
Mm-hmm.
she's like, oh, okay, that's not bad as long as it's like you would say conditional.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? It's like a consensual agreement
Mm-hmm.
or contract, verbal contract or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I
And
mean,
definitely
marriage is a
honesty.
contract.
Yeah.
So if those things coincide with your values and you have the same values as them. I said in the show
Mm-hmm.
back, I don't remember. Surprising?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
very surprised.
Don't challenge me, because I'll stop this
I
show and think about it.
can't.
I'll think about it and
No,
be
I
like, okay,
know.
I remember now. I said in the show that don't seek out equal. You want complementary opposites.
Yeah,
So don't seek out equality. Don't seek out equal. Seek out people with the same traditions. May not even be likes, right? She might like hiking and I might not.
that's true.
So I'll say, okay, you can still do that,
Mm.
but I'm not doing
No,
it
but
with you.
definitely seek out somebody who has something or knows something that can uplift you, make you better.
Not just that. It's for me, it's energy. It's maybe spirituality. It doesn't have to be spirituality, but maybe spirituality, mindset, and the most important part is the mindset in the relationship. Now, let's
Mm.
say y'all have differences, because a man and a woman will have differences, two men will have differences,
Yeah,
two women will have
everybody.
differences. So let's say there's differences in a sense of conspiracy theories.
Okay.
You're crazy. Get out of here.
One believes, one doesn't believe.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Or just how to invest,
Oh yeah.
whatever, right? So now what happens is they can agree on relationship, because he'll still my boy though, because we ride or die for each other, in a sense of we have some type of morale here.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So we can still be friends. Like a dispute of like conspiracy is not a deal breaker of me not being your male friend
Right.
anymore.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Same thing with a woman. Now we're talking about men and women
Mm-hmm.
getting together. The relationship should be the same. They can disagree on other things
But
that
not
is
the
beyond their
relationship.
control, right?
Mm-hmm.
Government beyond their control,
Mm-hmm.
whatever, weather, all that stuff. I think the sun is black. Oh, you think this? No, it's yellow. That's what I see.
Mm-hmm.
Then why does black absorb? You step outside, you get hotter than white.
Mm.
I mean, I don't know all the answers, but it could make you think.
Yeah, definitely.
So if they're like, then they're like, oh, okay, no, whatever, right? But relationship, that woman and man believe in the relationship aspect. This is what my role is, and this is his role, and this is what we have to do.
They have to be on the same page.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that
Definitely.
that works. That's why it can last a long time.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That's what I believe. And it's the same thing with like on a team. Players on a team, they may
Mm-hmm.
not like each other
But they work together.
because they have a goal.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Well, it's like the caller said too. Like nothing's gonna be perfect. You know what I mean? Like she said she had her own ups and downs that they had to work through, and that's what they did. Um, damn, and I just had a thought. Geez, we spoke about something like this
Negotiate.
off. No, about not everything is going to work out. We spoke about something off camera maybe a day or two ago regarding this, but
Not everything is gonna work out.
not everything's going to work out. But if you put, if you put your work in, especially when you want something,
Patience
yeah,
and yeah.
you know what I mean. Like that, people are gonna think different than you are. That's just a given. You know what I mean. And that's how it should be in like in your life. That's what makes the world go round. But in a relationship, it's okay to have different thoughts, but you have to have those lines of communication open and be able to express yourself.
It's the tradition.
Mm.
You know, it's because you're either one or the other.
Mm-hmm.
And I even say this even with women, you're either a closet feminist or you're traditional.
Mm.
Most modern women are feminists, so it's almost like you're like a hardcore public one, or
Mm.
or you're in the closet, and then or you're traditional. There's no middle ground. There's no kinda, because I remember when I said one will trump the other.
Yeah.
One will trump the other. So
Mm-hmm.
you have to look at it on the sense of those things. If a woman is, look at it this way, I'm gonna, like, for men, like if I was teaching men how to seek women, look at it this way: you have two different women,
Mm-hmm.
and one of them believes that when I'm building an emotional attachment with you, I could sit in the bathroom on the floor. While I know before we're gonna build something, it's like I know this is it. We've been going on a couple of dates, and I'm blocking guys. I'm deleting them, not even telling him.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have that one that believes one man I can't be all over the place,
Okay.
right? I should be this, I should be that, he should be a man, I should be a woman. And then you have the modern feminist who believes in the opposite,
The
who
50
believes I
50.
can post my booty cheeks and no guys are opening their leg. I'm not opening my legs.
Mm,
You know you're the only one I'm fucking, and she'll believe she fucks men.
mm,
You know you're the only one I'm fucking, not you fucking me, because dick goes inside pussy.
mm-hmm,
You know you're the only one I'm fucking, like, I go to homework, whatever she tells him. If it's lies too,
mm,
right? So they're not gonna see anything wrong with that. Why? Feminism promotes that. They promote promiscuity, your body, your choice. Post it. Your
mm.
body, your choice. Post it. The woman's body ain't a temple anymore.
Yeah.
It's your body, girl. Post it. Yes. They come up with these slang terms.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, boss bitch. Feminism part of it. Boss bitch. Independent. You don't need them. They need us. We're the prize.
Mm,
This is all modern. Equal, equal, equal. Us. Equal. We gotta
mm,
post Instagram together, take trips together. We gotta do all these. We're in a relationship. All that is feminism.
Interesting.
Still,
Mm.
yes,
Well, I think
feminists can get in relationship.
no,
They're
I
not
know.
all single.
I know my mom is a feminist, which is what brings me to my statement. Like, I think, especially, okay, if I had to describe myself, I think I have more of a traditional mindset than I do modern. But growing up, my mother was super feminist. Although she did, she still used to cook. She used to iron my dad's, boxers and clothes and all that stuff.
Mm.
But so for me growing up, I had that. I had my mom, very feminist, you can do for yourself or whatever, but still feeling like I guess I didn't know back then what the term would be,
You
more
you
submissive.
got married though.
I did get
You
my right, but
mentioned that.
but I did.
Listen. This is the biggest point.
Oh, okay, go.
You got married
It's
though.
like I'm in my own therapy session.
So remember when I told you feminism promotes the promiscuity.
Okay.
I don't know a lot of men, guys who have status even, well known in the community, that's gonna say, I'm gonna marry though.
Oh, yeah, well,
You
that's true.
see? You got married in a sense. You like he saw something in you, ride or die, whatever. He saw something in you that gave you that.
Mm,
This is what we come down with. Even the caller said, men have this in them.
mm,
Men have this in them. Some of them are hiding it. Some of them are hiding it. Some of them don't want to vocalize it. They don't want to vocalize their likes and dislikes because
mm.
they think if I do that, I'm being a bad man.
They're gonna push
And
the
I
girl
gotta,
away.
we gotta protect the woman. I even hear it in society. Gotta protect the woman. Yes, that's true. But even from this, even from my disagreements,
Yeah, but she
because I
has
want
to
to,
protect herself from her own self too.
no, I'm just telling what
No,
we're
I know.
saying. Probably, I'm a man too, but that doesn't matter in the dynamic because when I get with the woman, it's the woman first.
Mm, mm,
You see?
yeah.
Fuck, we got to spoil too? Hell no. All I've been hearing is women get spoiled. We don't spoil each other. You see?
That's awful.
You
That's an
see?
awful way of
You
thinking.
see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, like, the traditional way is the way.
But not only that, going
And
back to the spoiling.
if you're looking at it, because you said that you were married, so
Mm-hmm.
you had some traditional values within yourself that made him want to do that.
Exactly.
So
That's what I'm
gotta
saying.
understand something.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of modern women, feminists, whatever, they won't get cuffed. That's what I'm trying to make. That's the point I'm trying to make.
Right.
They're never gonna get married until they change their way because that's a traditional thing.
Right, but what I'm saying is, in that marriage, though, because I was like traditional, but I still had a little bit of what's the feminist because of my mom's teachings.
Mm.
It was okay. It was, I think, I was confusing because I would cook and serve and then be like, no, but I'm going to go out. Do you see what I'm saying?
Mm.
So I think young women who have that this is my message for the young women who have feminism or feminist women around them, but who feel that they could be like, well, some of the traditional stuff I do, it does resonate with me. Know yourself first before you just jump into a relationship, especially when you're like, well, I have traditional, thoughts and stuff, but I still want to, my friends and my mom and whoever say that it's okay for me to still go out and whatever. You have to find yourself and what works for you. Don't just be led. Don't just be like, well, I'm not sure, but everybody's going with, with that. I should have a 50-50, or whatever it is that you're trying to work on. Know yourself first. And I think that's what we've always said on this show is work through your trauma, figure who you are, and know what your worth is. Oh shit.
Yeah, you're right. But I do believe that regardless of those outward appearances, if he's a god, remember he got to get back into his DNA. He got to get back in traditional and stuff like that. Eating, praying, meditate. He got to get back in that to get to that level. If he's a god, he's more powerful. He's more powerful than those things. Because remember, I always say women adjust to men.
Yeah.
Men make women relevant. Men make women wives, queens, and so on. Men make women relevant, even on the chessboard. Even on the chessboard, she moves in ways he can't across, but he could only move one space at a time. But the objective of the game is the king. He's the prize. It's the checkmate. King mate. You understand what I'm saying? That's the name of the game. It's not queen. It's not that. She's the helpmate. She's the helpmate. That's why she can move in ways he can't. So at the end of the day, like, if a god is like this and he walks into a room, a king, he walks into the room, where the woman is absorbing his energy. She's adjusting. She goes to work and people are like, girl, you glowing. What the fuck is up with you?
Yeah.
What the hell is up with you?
Some good conversations.
He's changed his soul and energy. He's more powerful than those things. So yeah, she might be able to have those girls around, but what he's bringing to the table, how he's changed her to be, she's either going to try to change them, she's going to be defending you behind your back. And if not, she's just going to leave them alone. These girls, what happened? You used to talk to these girls or whatever. She gets into the relationship with this guy. Obviously, she ain't going out because he's putting standards down and he's traditional. So she hasn't seen them in a minute, but she talks to them a lot. Hey, what happened to these girls you used to talk to? No, I can't mess with them anymore. Why not? Because they do this. They finesse niggas. They blah, blah, blah. They lie. They cheat. They do it. And they always want to go to places that's going to get me in trouble. She'd be like, this is why I'm going to cut them off.
Right. I mean, it's better for her anyway in the long run.
So it's like, yeah, you could say all those stuff about knowing yourself or whatever, but you got to have this in you still. It's in women.
What, to be submissive, you mean?
Yes.
Yeah.
The tradition, whatever you want to say. It's in them and it's in men.
Yeah.
So
you just have to bring it out.
Yeah. So it's not all about those things. If they do the work, they'll be immune to those things.
That's what I'm saying, though. You got to do the work.
Yeah, but
not everybody does it.
You still have to engage with that person.
Yeah. And that's another thing. There's not a bunch of, guys like that either.
And they're working against that too. They're trying to eradicate that. But here's the thing. Being stubborn or whatever and being low key. People don't know about you. That's a good thing. That's a good thing. So at the end of the day, like you look at it on the sense of that's my identity. That's what's in me already. You got to engage with the person. Here's the example: the divine feminine. God is in her. Traditional woman, godly woman, submissive, feminine. The divine feminine gets back into her DNA. Whether a woman is teaching her that or whatever it is, now she still has to engage with the divine masculine. Why? Men and women, elevation. So it's God, it's man, he's under God. And then it's woman, kids. You see what I'm saying? Spiritual structure. So in that sense, like when that man is that God, that divine masculine, she's gonna elevate with him. What happens if he's not in his divine masculine?
She's gonna go down with her.
Down.
Yep.
Because everything is energy. Another reason I said in BDSM 101 episode 12, why I brought you on. You're smart. We're gonna have the great debates, this and that, right? And you're gonna bring the feminists,
The feminist or the females?
feminists
Oh,
too,
okay.
because they're all about that code. Yeah, women power and stuff. You're
Mm-hmm.
gonna bring them because they hate me publicly, but in private they love me. They be saying so many great things in private. So that's what I'm saying, and I said that. But here's another thing. When we've been doing this for 2 years, I also realize you're here for spiritual protection as well. Just how you are in tune and stuff. Your mind. And you've said this in shows. Sometimes I think it.
Yeah, it happens.
You see what I'm saying? So in a way, you always kind of spiritual protect me. And I have like an assistant, a different country, same thing. So pray for me. I have women that pray for me. My mom is still
Yeah.
alive. Pray for me. My late grandmother, she's probably here right now. But you understand?
Right.
Still
Her prayers
praying.
are still covering you.
Yes. So it's like, for me, it's like, because I'm so elevated that I wasn't that guy that was a girl this week, a girl next week, a girl that different demons in me, toxic women, good women, like I was very strategic on how I chose because it was like I'm a serious man, long term investment. So I'm serious. So I'm studying more, before I make this, because this has to be somebody I can introduce friends to, this and that. So I'm studying. That's part of that. So if you are not in your divinity as a man and you get with a woman who is, and he remains to be like that, then he's gonna drag her.
Yeah.
And that she needs to walk away because he needs a toxic person.
And any potential that she has, he's taking it down with him.
Yes, he needs a toxic person.
Yeah.
Or if you get the woman who is not in her way, or at least on her healing journey, getting there, she meets the divine masculine, that can work. But if she's not, it's not, because now he's draining she's draining his
him.
energy.
Yeah.
She's an energy vampire.
Yeah. If she's not in her divinity and it's not even close to trying to start her journey. Yeah.
Yes. And the healing
Definitely.
process starts with being honest with yourself, being honest with that person that you're with, being vulnerable, open, all of those things, right? For the woman, being those things. Now, for the man, obviously lead like a man. You're going to set the tone. So be honest up front and do this because she's going to follow you.
Be honest up front.
So now you're building respect for yourself, self-worth, and all that other stuff. That's part of the healing. That's part of the divine feminine.
Okay.
You see? Because the divine feminine is not going to be...
She's the healing one.
Yes. Yeah. She's receiving everything.
Right.
So if you look at it on a sense of spirituality and energy, when you have the feminine who is wounded, she's gonna drain his energy even if he's good, because she's gonna be lying probably, and it might be stressing him out. She's gonna... You see how a woman can energetically fuck you up, spiritually fuck you up.
Definitely.
You gotta be strong spiritually to fight this evil spells and shit, because they be doing spells and they don't realize it. So they're unhealed, they're wounded, they're maybe dishonest, untrustworthy. They show that they don't respect themselves. Maybe they post their body online. What is he doing now? He's gonna go ghost, or he's gonna just say bye, and this is why.
Probably go ghost, because most guys don't do that.
Yeah, because a man in his divinity is not sticking around to train you if you are unwilling to elevate. He's not sticking around.
Right.
The guy that isn't will stay.
Yeah.
Because he will settle for the bottom of what she's bringing to the table. Baby pussy. Cook sometimes.
Because he has a scarcity mindset.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's low vibrational.
Yeah, I think though, if a guy's gonna leave, I think, because I've heard you say that you've done it, you tell them why. And I think that is so imperative, because she may not be the one for you, but you can make her better for the next one.
What guy is doing that? So here's
But if you don't want her because she has whatever, and you tell her...
Listen, what guy is doing that? I'm a statistical anomaly, okay?
All right.
I'm a statistical anomaly. Like, they're just gonna go ghost. So here's the thing. In that sense of you saying that for you to become on your healing journey as a woman, you will start to acquire abundance because you're being in your natural role. Remember
Mm-hmm.
when I told you, like, the gods, the ancestors aren't happy?
Mm-hmm.
So how could you be living two lives?
You can. They're gonna
You
make you pick
can't.
one.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They're gonna test you. So you could be saying, oh, praying every night, I want a good man. And this is an array of women because I hear it all the time. I want a good man. I pray, God, I want a good man. But you're doing modern, uncharacteristic things.
Mm-hmm.
So now the universe doesn't believe you.
Yeah, because you're asking for
Do you
one thing but
do you,
showing
do
another
you
thing.
believe I'm just talking shit? Or
No, I think it's for real.
for real?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because the universe serves you what you work for.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that.
I believe that too.
So if you're just talking about it because you don't want to be shamed, and I feel like more women will do that more than men.
What do you mean talking about
Because
it?
there's a lot of men out there who will just be like, well, I like some crazy chicks. And I like some bad ones. And I like them a little toxic. And I like the good girls. Like different men want different things. They're programmed to want variety, right? Leave
Mm-hmm.
me out of it. But they're programmed to want variety.
Okay.
Whereas more women have always been grown up to think about the charming guy. What's his name?
Prince
Prince
Charming?
Charming, yeah. So they believe like that, the goodness. And if
Mm.
they had a father in their life,
Well,
and
a
I
good
respect
father.
them. Yeah. The goodness of
Mm.
a man,
Mm.
how a man should be.
A
So
virtuous man.
yeah, so
Mm-hmm.
now they'll go with that, oh, I want a good man, because
Mm-hmm.
it's almost like I want to live like Cinderella, metaphorically.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Disney, childhood animated
Mm-hmm.
movies. You
That's
see what
true.
I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So now they're like, I want a good man. And they say that for a multitude of reasons. Mainly, they don't want to get shamed, but they have secret desires,
Oh yeah,
probably,
definitely.
that maybe those good men may not be able to provide.
Mm-hmm.
So, in a way, it's like, I want a good man, but can he also be a thug? Can he have won a championship or two, played football, have muscle tattoos, be tall, maybe be Asian or be black or be
Mm-hmm.
white, or be like Superman and save me all the time, be vulnerable, be this, have a lot of money, have a big dick, know how to use it, but also eat pussy and know how to mentally stimulate me and be intellectual, like, and be a gangster and
Mm.
have morals, values, honesty, trust, respect, be loyal to something. You may not be faithful, but be loyal to something. You see all these things?
Mm-hmm.
And that can be in her mind a good man, because a good man may not provide like that level of intimacy that I really want. And
Mm.
that really matters to me. I may have a high sex drive. I don't know. Just throwing a whole bunch of darks
Mm-hmm.
in the dark, trying to hit the bullseye. You see? So it's like, this has to be in you, but you have to, when you're healed, you present all these things to the table.
Yeah.
And that's what makes it less time of each other.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying, of doing that. So it's like, if you want a provide and protect of a man, there's not conditions there for the woman. Do you get that?
No,
Okay, I'm
there's
gonna
not.
explain. There's
Yeah.
not conditions. This is what I do. I
No.
explain shit.
That's why. That's why we're business partners, because I need explanations here.
So it's not conditional for the man because she has a vagina, so she's always gonna be feminine, regardless.
Mm.
And it doesn't come with that. What she does is she has discernment. She's like, okay, I had to tell him to hold the door. We walked
Mm.
out. We're on the sideway. I had to tell him what side I should be on.
Mm-hmm.
Is he doing things willingly? Is he
Mm.
doing things second nature?
Right. Or
Like,
do I
is
have
he,
to keep telling him these things?
like I'm not gonna ask him when to set a date. I know we're both off. Or I'm not gonna ask him what he wants to go eat. Just say, what are we eating? Or
Right.
where are we going?
Right.
Women subconsciously test you.
Yeah.
But why a lot of them, when they still subdue it, well, because it is subconscious.
Yeah.
Well, when they do test these men, why do they stick around? Why do they have kids with them? Why do they like be there for a long duration of time?
Because didn't you say women date men that they see potential? No, or is that men that date women that see potential? Huh?
Really, men, I've done said that.
You
I've
have,
done
right?
said that. But I believe that men actually are the potential ones. Like, idealistically, I could love her. The women are more opportunistically. like an
Right, but I
opportunist.
feel like in that situation, she overlooked the flags because she could change him. She could be the one, no way? Because you're saying why is she still there if nothing's changed on his part?
That's ego. That's
Right,
childish.
ego, exactly. That's what I'm saying though.
It hasn't
That's
been.
what I think the reason is for that.
Yeah, that's definitely ego. It's
Yeah.
childish.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lack of education too.
Yeah.
You know why?
Why?
Because if she understood male nature and how we work, she wouldn't try to change him
Mm-hmm.
because she knows she can't.
Yep.
Doesn't matter. I could love you the best,
Mm-hmm.
give you this, suck a
Mm-hmm.
mean dick.
Yeah.
I'll stick around. It's not. He's not going to change.
Right.
It hasn't been
Exactly.
done in history that women have led men, especially in the dynamic, successfully.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? Like when she doesn't feel safe, secure, whatever it is, emotional, financial, whatever, she'll be more inclined to cheating.
Yeah.
You know, even let's say they go 50-50 on the bills and then he's providing other immaculate stuff,
Yeah.
then she won't cheat. But even if he's paying all the bills, she doesn't have to pay anything. Financially, it's 100%, her zero. He gives her an allowance. Her money is her money. His
He's
money is
making
his
their money.
their money. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? She don't make nothing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So now it's like that's your allowance.
Mm.
She'll still cheat.
Mm-hmm.
Why will she still cheat? Because she's not getting her real needs as a woman.
Yeah.
She doesn't feel safe. That guy who's doing that, who seems dominant, she might not respect him. She might not trust him. She might not feel safe around him. I'm using him, practicing hypergamy.
Mm.
It is okay. But if that's all you're with the guy for, money, it's not going to last.
No.
Because sexual arousal and relationship are two different things.
Yeah, that's
That's what
definitely
it
true.
comes down to.
Yeah.
That's why a lot more women will get with the bad boy because they're like, yo, he already stimulates me visually. Muscles and
Mm-hmm.
tattoos. Oh, that's not a bad boy. But, I'm just using an example.
Right.
Let's say he's constantly in trouble or whatever, in jail, out jail, very disrespectful.
Or maybe not even that. Maybe he's just a guy that, when you see him, you see other guys like
Respect
doing
them.
right, doing what he says or
Okay.
pounding him up or yeah, that's the big G or the
Yes.
homie
Yeah,
or whatever.
Yeah. So being with that said, she's gonna see all those qualities within men and look at that man and be attracted to him because he
Mm-hmm.
has an edge. He's a
Mm-hmm.
bad boy. He has an edge. He doesn't look like he follows a straight and narrow, especially the crowd and the norm. He
Mm-hmm.
has an edge, and that already arouses me emotionally, psychologically. And maybe he's handsome. Now he's
Yep.
arousing
Visually. Mm-hmm.
You see, so he's touching all parts, and then now it's like, okay, I'm gonna see what's up with him because I'm gonna get everything there. I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna get everything there.
Did you hear that?
It's that.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna get everything there.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? So if I just get with the guy who has a lot of money and I'm not sexually aroused by him or attracted to him,
That has such a time limit right there.
yeah,
Oof.
you took the words right out of my mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this provide and protect, men have to just go into like relationships like men. Like me, I walk with a woman, I'm like, listen, I walk up to her and I'm like, she might look like a feminist, but I'm gonna walk up to her and talk to her. And if she's already giving me pushback, attitude, hi, how you doing? Get the fuck out of here.
Oh
No
my
woman has
God.
ever done
That's
that.
rude.
No woman has ever done that. I'm visually stimulating. No woman has ever done that. But whatever they do, right? Like for me, be showing you're incorrigible. Go off the vibe of the conversation.
Mm.
All right, nice to meet you. Yeah, look at your mindset.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then you're gone.
Mm-hmm.
You see? So
Yeah, that's the best way instead of fuck you,
and this
bitch.
is only but this is
Mm-hmm.
because that's a
That's
traditional man.
class. Yeah.
Traditional man is classy too. He's a gentleman.
Mm-hmm.
So he's gonna say those things. He's gonna be like, listen, these are non-negotiables. That's what it comes down to. So traditional men and women, it has to be something that's in you.
Mm-hmm.
And it's already in women to be like this because of
I agree.
ancestry.
Mm-hmm.
But men have to bring it out
Exactly.
because women follow men. So all these other things today, I'm pretty sure there's a lot of men profiting in feminism.
Oh yeah.
So how women are today is the byproduct of men.
Yeah, I agree.
So if men will step up more, then yes, women are going to get back into their DNA.
Yeah.
But that requires more divine masculine. That requires more because they got to get in tune with themselves in all ways to be able to fight all these things and energy
Yeah.
and stuff like
So
that. And
how
they
do you
could bring
think
that.
men can
You
do that?
walk into a room and they're like, "Ooh,
Yeah.
girl, he gave me the chills." His
Mm-hmm.
pheromones
How do you think
at the
men can do that?
workshop.
What's that called in football? You saw me in football, in basketball,
Oh, give the pass or alley oop.
whatever. I passed it to you and you did the dunk.
Yeah, pass.
No, babe?
It's gonna come down to them doing this because women don't want to lead men.
Exactly.
Especially in the
Don't
dynamic. I don't
nobody
care if
want
she's
to
a
do that.
CEO. She does that for a living, but she doesn't want to do that in her relationship. She wants to be free here. That's the difference. I have to put on a mask when I'm
Yeah.
at work. But when I'm here, I want to unravel. I want to be vulnerable. And if I'm vulnerable, then I could be a woman. I
Yeah.
could be a lady.
Yeah.
But can you provide that as a man? You need to bring
Exactly.
that out.
Exactly.
But if that's what I'm saying, men
Yeah.
get back in their DNA.
Exactly.
You, even if women are fucked up, because you can change women.
Mm-hmm. I
You see what I'm
agree.
saying? But at the end of the day, if you like I said, like me, you on your purpose or whatever it is, you don't like to waste time, or you busy man, the moment they're giving you pushback, it's a wrap.
Yep. It's a red flag
But
right
if
there.
you see that they're giving you a little bit of pushback, but let's
But are
say
still receptive.
they're still receptive and open or whatever.
Yeah.
Every
Mm-hmm.
woman's gonna have a brat in her.
Exactly.
Period. Once a month. It doesn't. You know what I'm saying? But you see more qualities. Look at how she dresses when she goes out.
Mm-hmm.
Look at whatever it is.
Or like how you say, what you can work with.
Mm-hmm.
That's not a deal breaker.
So you could still get the number
Mm-hmm.
and then talk to them a
Mm-hmm.
few days before you take them out, or
Yep.
2 days before you take them out, to see where their mind is at. Okay, I like her mind.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go on a date.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
She's earning it. So yeah, it just comes down to knowing yourself. If you want this, you gotta be in this. I always tell men all the time, like, don't preach that they want submissive women. Are you dominant?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? What's gonna come with submissive women might be boring to you.
Yep.
Texting you every day, clingy, like want your decisions and everything.
It's
I'm gonna
all.
get my nails done. What color? What to eat? She's gonna be fine. She might be indecisive sometimes. She might be catering, nurturing, bringing you your plate all the time, spoiling you.
Mm-hmm.
Is that too?
Is that something that you're ready
Yes, can
for?
handle.
Exactly. Because you've said it before. Like how you're praying for this, but are you ready to receive it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just because you want that fast car, that like I'm gonna go and use your own examples. You want that Ferrari, but do you have the money for the insurance on it? You got the money for the special gas that it needs? Don't pray for it if you're not ready to have it.
An oil change is like
Or even,
probably
you know what?
probably
Forget the
4
Ferrari.
bills.
The Tesla, you ready to pay $2,500 for a new battery?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not.
Mm-hmm.
Not
They're
for a
probably
Tesla.
insured though. Probably insured. They have coverage.
Are we on to
Yep.
final thoughts?
Yeah.
Okay. I said my final thoughts though.
Yeah. So
I really enjoyed the guest. Thank you for coming on.
traditional relationships have always been the way. And the answer pretty much is evident. We don't see too many modern couples lasting. So it always comes down to what I say: don't look for equals, just look for complementary opposites. Understand male nature, female nature, understand who you are and what you expect from your other partner. I don't want to hear stuff like men cheat. We always hear that from women. You go on a first date, oh, how did it end? Men cheat, how long were you there? 3 years. Okay, so you must like the cheating. Did it happen before or after? It was happening through the whole course of the relationship. You like cheating then. Just say men lie, because men interacting with other women is not cheating. Please. Did he still come home to you? Did he put emotions in there? Okay, maybe he cheated if he's putting emotions. They have long conversations. Or was it just a hit? You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to ask yourself these things. And a lot of times these women do. And that's why maybe they don't. But they like cheaters. That's what it is. They like the cheaters. Because it's almost like, oh, my man can conquer subconsciously. He could get women, like you said earlier. He could pull them still. Oh, that's great. You see? So it's like, people just need to say he lied to me.
Yeah, because
Don't say
nobody
cheat.
like the liars.
Yeah,
That's
don't say
true.
cheat. He lied. Because women cheat too, even emotionally. So
That's true.
he probably lied. People just need to, and you know me. I'm always thinking outside the box.
That
So
author.
So there's always gonna be a dominant and a submissive. We're gonna talk about this, the importance of a romantic relationship dynamic, why there needs to be masculine and feminine. So with the traditional way working, that's why. It's not we're both feminine. I'm a feminine man, you're a feminine woman. It's not we're both masculine because that doesn't work either. And it's not we both look at ourselves as 50-50 or the woman is masculine and he's feminine because they're not in their core energy. It still doesn't work.
Mm-hmm. That's
Now,
true.
when he's in the masculine and she's in the feminine, it lasts.
Mm-hmm.
Because just like I said, just like any type of corporation, there's a structure.
That's true.
That's what it comes down to. And it's like you said earlier, put your ego aside, your pride, and look at the bigger picture here.
Especially if that's somebody that you want to be with. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
we
Like
have.
if it's somebody that
Listen,
you're like, man, I don't know, then don't.
you and I debate all the time here, and I say, but we're always good. We have we have a goal.
Mm-hmm.
We have a goal: success, legacies, families, your family, my family, this and that. Bring other people in the team, the
Mm-hmm.
corporation. We have a goal.
Yeah.
So in a way, it's like if you don't have a goal, if you don't see that you have a goal in the dynamic, it's not gonna work.
Right. Even in a business
It's not gonna work.
relationship. Exactly.
Yeah. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, do you want to make a certain amount of money?
Mm-hmm.
You want to do like if you get into the relationship and the woman is like, I want a husband, but does he want a wife?
Mm-hmm.
I want kids one day. I don't have
Not
them
even
yet.
that. You want a husband, but can you be a wife?
What's your purpose for dating? Does it coincide?
Mm-hmm.
This is good. What'd you bring to the table?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. She's a complementary opposite.
Definitely.
You see what I'm saying? So now you can say to yourself, okay, boom, this is gonna last long.
Yeah.
Because there's balance there.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it comes down to. There's balance in
Exactly,
traditional
balance.
relationships, and there's not any balance in modern dynamics. Everybody does whatever. Too many egos and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
So once again, ladies and gentlemen, you are tuned into Discipline Therapy Podcast. Peace.
Peace.